Alright guys, you asked for a tutorial and the top pick was on jazz voicings. So I'm going to talk about two specific kind of voicings right now. The first one is called shell voicings and the second one is called rootless voicings. And I'm going to go into detail on what those mean. I've also got a PDF online that you guys can check out. I'll link it below. You can download it. It's free. All you have to do is like my Facebook page and you'll get this and it'll go along with this lesson. So first we're going to talk about shell voicings. Shell voicings are basically just, as it sounds, the shell of whatever your jazz voicing is. So if I'm starting with a C major 7, right? The quality of major 7, the 7, which is B, is as if it was in the major scale. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So for a shell voicing, there's two different forms. The first is you have the 7th and the 3rd in that order. So root, 7th, 3rd, right? The second one is a closed voicing, meaning they're closer together, and that would be if you have it flipped around. So you have root, 3rd, 7th. So here's the first one. That's an open voicing and a closed voicing. Okay? That's shell voicing. Now the same goes for dominant, which would be you have a flat 7. So in this scale, there's your flat 7 right there. Dominant, you have C, the flat 7, the 3rd, C, the 3rd, the flat 7th. And then for a minor 7th, you'd have C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C. Same concept goes. Root, flat 7th, flat 3rd, or root, flat 3rd, flat 7th. Now what those are useful for is when you're having the left hand, you want to do something in the right hand, you can have, and then you can play over. That's that kind of voicings. The open voicings are a little harder to get. You'd have to make that sort of a jump. I especially can't do it because I have the camera and a mic right next to me, so I can't do that. But it's a stretch, but you can make it. Now, rootless voicings, which are much more applicable, are that same concept applied with the shell voicing with the extra notes added. The extra being the 5th, typically, sometimes the 6th, and the 9th. So I'll go over what those are. So let's go back to our major 7th, which as we said was C, B, E for C major 7th. For rootless, you're going to have, there's your C, there's your root, which you really wouldn't have, but your 3rd, your 7th, just like before. And now you have a 5th, and now you have a 9th. That's that. Now the other one is an inversion of that. You'd have 7th, 9th, 3rd, 5th. So here's the 2 again. Right? Those two shapes are extremely common. And the same shapes apply for if you have it with a dominant 7. So same difference, except for you've now got your flat 7th, which looks like this. B flat, or for the case the other one. Now here's your flat, right? So with major 7th, I cut it because I screwed up before. You can have a 6th replacing the 7th here, which would sound like this. You have now your 7th here, which is the B, is replaced by an A, which is the 6th, right? And for the closed voicing, instead of this, now you have, okay. The 6 is pretty common. It's a pretty common substitute. For the dominant, which, as we said, sounds like that, you can interchange the 5th with the 6th. So instead of a G, you can have an A. So, right? And for the other one, now you've got the A, so it sounds like this. And for your minor, just like the major, your 7th is also interchangeable with the 6th again. So this would be your rootless voicing for minor 7th. Now your flat 7 can be a 6, which sounds like that. That's a pretty common one. You hear that one a lot. And then for your closed voicing, this flat 7 can be a 6 again. right? If you have the PDF, it'll be a lot easier for you to follow because I'm really just reading off of what I wrote here on the PDF, and you can try these out. Now, all those chords I just showed you, so one more time to review. The 2 shell voicings in all of a major 7 dominant, minor 7, and then the rootless ones. And all those interchangeable, so you can add a 6 in there. All of those can be applied in every and any key. So this is where jazz really gets fun. You can and should practice these in all the keys, Take it like this. Here's a great way to do it. Just try through every one. Okay, so if you're doing shell voicings, ready? Just like I did before. Okay. Now, a common thing that people will do is they'll try and do it in the circle of fifths. So now this C could go to the F. So you have. It gets a little tricky when you get down there. You're gonna have to maybe bring things up or down. There you go. And etc. And you go on. Same goes for rootless. You can practice them in all the different keys. That will be the best way for you to enhance your jazz studies. You'll be able to get these a lot faster, and then when they pop up in whatever tunes you're playing, you'll be able to get them a lot quicker. Again, these are kind of the bare bones of different kinds of voicings, and there's a ton more things you can do with like chordal voicings. You can have 2-hand kinds of voicings and stuff that maybe I'll go over if people are interested. But this is kind of the bare bones of it, and so hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions. Just put them in the comments and I'll read them. And if you have any more votes, please, I'll put up another poll on my Facebook page, and you guys can check that out and vote for what you want to hear next. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.